What I'd like to do today is do a cold reading of a play I wrote a little while ago. I wrote it back in 2013. It was first draft was in 2012, and final draft was in 2013. And it's a comedy. It's comedy. I guess in a sense a very strange romantic comedy, but it's a comedy. And I don't know, I sort of, I don't know why I wrote it. Actually, I started to write, sometimes I would just start to doodle things down on a piece of paper, just start writing down these quote-unquote voices I hear in my head, and I start writing it down. And I think I got to the fourth or fifth page. Can't remember. I would have to look at my rough draft. I think it was the fourth or fifth page. And then I said, oh man, this is going to be funny. I see what I could do with this. And then I just kept on writing it. But I pretty much, my quote-unquote third eye sort of steered it in a different way. Because I started seeing, this is funny. This is funny. So, it's, I sent this play out, a full-length play, and, I sent it to one theater, and I never heard back from them. They probably wanted something more serious, or maybe the theme for their year, or whatever, it wasn't right. And I put a self-addressed stamped envelope in it. I never received it back. I don't know, and I'll tell you, basically, it's called All Hours Child. And, I'm heterosexual. I'm not bisexual and I'm not homosexual. I'm heterosexual. Married man, been married for 14 years, and, I've had girlfriends, never had boyfriends. But I always wanted to write a gay play. But I could only write it from a heterosexual point of view. So what I did was even though the play is like a gay comedy, it's really written from the heterosexual point of view. And the main character in here, even though it appears that Ben, who is gay, appears that he's the main character. Actually, the main character is Beth, which is heterosexual. So, and maybe that's the reason why I never heard back from that theater, because maybe they figured out, this guy is really writing from a heterosexual point of view rather than a homosexual point of view. Who the hell is he to write about us? He's not even gay. Who knows what they were thinking when they read it? So, I don't know. And I'm not going to name any names. I never name names, and I don't do, I don't tell you why I work at it and stuff like that, but I gave a copy of the play to one of the employees that I work with, and he's gay. And he got through the first act, and he really loved it. He was laughing. He told me he was laughing. And then he got to the second act, and I sort of opened it in a different way, and it sort of lost him. And he was right in the sense that I opened the second act. It was like a play within a play, the way I did the second act when it first opened. When the second act opened up, it was a play within a play, and it was like a drag scene, a gay drag scene within the play. It was a play within a play, and it lost him. He got lost in it. He couldn't figure it out because when I opened up the second act, it sort of went a different way. And he didn't quite understand that. And he stopped reading the play. He never finished the play. At least that he's never come to me and say, by the way, I finished your play and this is what I think. Because I gave it to him because I wanted to know from the gay perspective if I had it right or not. If I was telling it because I even though I sent it out hoping that the audience would be diverse, hoping that the audience would be diverse and open-minded and all, and have gays or bisexuals or transgender or transsexual or heterosexual or homosexual, whatever the hell, in the audience, because I wanted a diverse type of audience. I still wanted to hear it from the gay perspective, so I gave it to him, and I never. He liked the first act. He liked the first act. He was laughing and all. He told me he really liked the first act, but he got lost in the second act, and so he never told me. And I wanted his comment on it because he's gay. So he has a gay lover. He lives with a gay guy. He was telling me he's going to get married and all this stuff. So I wanted to know it from the gay perspective, how it is from a gay person. So, but he never responded to the play. Maybe someday he will, but I doubt it. Anyway, so I wrote this play, and it's a comedy. And like I say, it's really from Beth's. She really is the driving force behind she's like the action. Not the physical action, but in character, she's the action. And she's really the one that drives the entire play forward. And I wrote it from her point of view because, I'm heterosexual, she's heterosexual. So that's the only way I could but that's the only way I could get into that whole gay environment, is interject into it a heterosexual in order to work my way through it. And there's like areas in the second act where I have just the two gay guys. And I was telling the guy I was working with, it was very difficult because I have them dancing together and kissing each other, and it was really weird. Because as you go through, if you're a writer or anything, and you have to go through the process because your characters will take you wherever they need to go to fulfill who they are. And I had them dancing, and it was going to that area where they had to kiss each other, and it was just strange experience to experience in your mind two gay guys kissing. It was very strange, so which is very weird. But I had to do it because that's what the characters needed to do at the time. So as a writer, I was and as a man, as a heterosexual, I was a bit torn there, but I had to do it because that's where the characters were going. That's how the characters would react to each other in that environment that I created for the characters. So anyway, I'm going to read this whole play. It's so energetic and such a comedic play that I could pretty much go through the whole thing. And see how many pages it is. It's 88 pages long, but I pretty much can go right through it. It's a 4-character play. It's a real simple play. It's a play in 2 acts, and so I'm just going to read it for you. I might do Act 1, Act 2, but I'll probably just do it all together. So let's see how it goes. It's called All Hours Child, and real quick, I'll do a little summary at the end as to what it was about. So, it's called All Hours Child, a play in 2 acts. Players: Rabbi Hiram, Hiram, father to Beth Hiram, he's 50 years old. Beth Hiram, fiance to Ben Kellerman, 30 years old. Ben Kellerman, lover to Stephen Capella, 30 years old, and Stephen Capella, former priest, 30 years old. The scene breakdown is Act 1, it's in a temple. Act 2 is in a parlor. Time is the present. Act 1 is present. Act 2 is present. Act 1, Scene 1, setting, temple, New York City, reformed. At rise, day. As the lights slowly fade up, we hear Rabbi Hiram. Now, let me just say real quick. I'm gonna sort of act it out to tell you who's speaking, and then after a page or so, then I'm not going to tell you by name who's speaking. Hopefully I'm not an actor, so hopefully you just bear with me. And it's a cold reading, of course, and And even though it's a cold reading, I'm not even an actor, so I could just about do a cold reading. But I'll try to act it as best as I can, and hopefully you'll know who's speaking as I go along. The first person up is the rabbi. So as the lights slowly fade up, we hear Rabbi Hiram say, "Do you, Beth Hiram, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband?" Lights full. Rabbi Hiram stands between Beth Hiram and Ben Kellerman. Beth, I do. Rabbi, and do you, Ben Kellerman, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? And Ben says, I don't. And Beth and Rabbi say, you don't? And Ben says, now I'm gonna try to go through this without any names. But anyway, Ben says, I don't do you. Oh, you've done did me. I'm pregnant. You're pregnant? Not putting on weight for weight's sake? Must I explain copulation at a time like this? Yes, no. Pregnant? Your daughter is pregnant with child. Yes, with child. I don't quite understand all this. He don't, you are, oh, Veersmeer. Don't you, oh, Veersmeer me. I'm the one pregnant with an I don't. She feels faint. Let me help you into a chair. I'm fine, Father. She collapses to the floor. Rabbi assists her. Well, just don't stand there. Help your wife. My wife? A wife to be help. Help me. Her later. Take a rain check. Your wife is lying cold on my tile. Again, wife. Ben now feels faint. Help. What do I tell Stephen? Who's Stephen? My lover. You're what? I'm gay. Rabbi touches his heart like as if it's a heart attack. You're gay? You never told me this, Beth. I never knew this until now. Now is a good time to have known. This is between him and I. Until the both of you walk out of my temple, under the eyes of God, it is between the four of us. 5. She points at her stomach. Leave that out of this. That? Yes, Dad. I had a right to know. Now the timing is off. You know now. I know too late. Sometimes late is good. Shut up. I'm sorry, Father. It's just your father understands. And to himself, at least he thinks he does. You should have told me. You should have told me. You couldn't tell? Of course not. We're standing here before the eyes of God. Ben struts about. How about now? I thought that was cute. Flaunting as a flaming queen was cute. It was at the time. You can be awfully naive, Beth. No, I can be awfully sadly dumb at times. Oh, God forgives this misstep. God created this heresy as a punishment. Ben and Beth spar back and forth. Physical actions improvise unless otherwise noted. The rabbi watches. I'm a heretic? Oh, just dandy, just beautiful. Why do you want to punish me, Ben? Consider it an act of God. You must atone for the severe. I will not atone for who I am. Every time you said I love you, all lies. I do love you. Do you love me? Sure I do. We've become best friends. Friends? Prick. You're a fucking prick. Excuse me, Father. So far you're doing fine. Worse than a prick. You're gay. That's who I am. Was I some form of an experiment to you, Ben? I really want to know. I really need to know. It's a long story. Temple closes at 5 this evening. You're proof. Proof of what? It don't work. What don't work? Us. Ben gestures in and out. That. All put on? It was interesting. I'm a game to you, sort of. Does this game have a name? Not necessarily. Make one up. I need a name, a label, before 5. I just need to know. You were easy. You listened without listening. I was in hiatus. It was them or us. Who's them? My adopted daughter, and you've a daughter too. Oh, a few years back, Stephen and I adopted a daughter, but she what? She joined the circus. She spit it out, died by a freak accident. And I take us as us? Yes. Father, do you have any Manischewitz left? Maybe. You do. Bottom drawer, left side. Can you please get me the bottle? Just say it. You want to get rid of me. Yes, I want to get rid of you for 10 minutes. On your way back, Bring the bottle. I'm not finished with you. I had a feeling you wouldn't be. Shabazz at the other temple. No longer welcome? We will continue this discourse at my office. This is your office. My other office. As Rabbi exits, he states, Putz. He has another office? He's a chiropractor. Beth holds out her hand. Lend me your hand. Again? Just lend me your hand. Ben lifts up Beth. Quick beat. Beth slaps Ben. That hurt. Oh, my day, how could you? It's the best day. You ruined my life. Only if I had said, I do. You won't ever say those words to me ever again. I didn't. You bet you didn't. You won't. I can't stand the thought of you. Stand over there. Ben moves aside. Farther. Ben moves. Farther. Any farther, I'll be in the parking lot. The look of you. Look the other way. Ben looks the other way. Beth searches the floor. I lost my heirloom. Heirloom, my mother's. May she rest in peace. Earring. Like it matters to you. Puy. How could you? Just how could you? It is what it is. Nothing ever is what it is. This is. By this time, she is on her knees looking for the heirloom. She looks up at him. To think I used to be good from this point of view. He nods. Not once. He nods. A little. He nods. Never. He nods. Really? Really. She wants to punch him right in the crotch, but continues to search. Another reason to hate you, hate myself. Don't hate yourself after having been used. You didn't use me. Yes, I did. I used myself. I used my tits. I used my ass. I used my smile. I used my eyes. I used myself. Been like this for ages. Maybe you're not gay. Maybe you only think you're gay. You're really straight. Father, yes, my darling, tortured, used angel. I can tell he truly loves you. Forget it. Don't be so useful. Don't be so useful. I should have known. No signs. Why no signs? I'm a good user. Had to be signs. Always signs. I'm pregnant, for fuck's sake. Correct, for fuck's sake. Is that all it was? Or what was? Me, it, a fuck. You know, it, yes, fuck no. Get back to it. You'll hate yourself even more. I hate myself. It's enough. You want me pregnant, don't you? You want the truth? I'm good at the truth. I'm bad at reacting to the truth. We'll just stick to the truth. Well, if that's the truth, you'll never get away with it. I must. I'll have an abortion. Cut a guy a break. Have a little pity. Without your kind, we're extinct. Without my kind, yeah. Until a man can blow out more than a wad of cum, we need you. My sacrifice in the name of goodwill. Hashem thanks you. I thank you. Well, you won't get it unless it's over my dead body. This is your reaction? Goddamn right it's my reaction. You fucking used me, Ben, so you and what's-his-face, Steven, can run off and live happily ever after. You really think I'm that easy? That much of a pushover? You don't think our side of the species figured out a thing or two by now? That thing has a mind of its own? I assume you've given it some thought. Of course I did. We all do. That thing there, that prick. It don't matter if you're straight, gay, bi, or into giraffes. Giraffes? It thinks the same every time. I'm nothing more than a pincushion. Oh, I am, admit it. In this particular case, to be quite honest, yes, be quite honest. Yes, be quite, because honesty is what I'm good at. Yes, you were the ultimate in pincushions. Well, consider me pinned. She stands. But not for long. What do you mean by that? I'll fight you. Please, Beth. Show some mercy. Your choice. Either I fight you, or I kill you. You mean that as an open-ended metaphor. You really meant to say you'd kill it. No, I'll kill you. Is this a threat? You can assume it is. After you kill me, you'll kill it. No, after I kill you, I kill myself, which in turn kills it. Can't we work this out? I wanted this so badly, to be a president on his 31st birthday. Whose birthday? His birthday. Defined his. Stevens. Okay, enough definition. You want a baby to pop out of a cake? Actually, if you want to know the truth, I do. I had this plan. I see. I'd be dragging him, Stephen. That's Stephen. Right, Stephen. Down to the hospital. Yeah, to surprise him. Pop goes the weasel? Not necessarily like that. Let me get this straight. She paces. I'm knocked up. Almost by force. Because you wanted to give your fuck friend a present on his birthday? He's more than a fuck friend. At this moment he's not. Am I right in my estimation? To be quite honest, please do. You won't like your reaction. Tempt us. Yes, you're pregnant for him. I've been more than used. Father, commit me. I hardly believe he is ready to say I do. Where's my bottle? Certainly not in the bottom right-hand drawer. Left. Keep looking and listening. I don't want to see you empty-handed. Okay, my beautifully mixed up, used up, suicidal angel. I bet he's been eavesdropping all this time. I put bets on it. I bet you would. I cannot believe how used I've been used. You've performed rather well. No, the rabbi offstage applauds. No applause, please. I can handle anything but applause. We didn't mean it that way. What meant did you mean? The goal is of a productive nature. Like your father? Of course, like me. You're more of a psychopath. You've no feeling for him, only for him. You've no feeling for me, only for him. Him who? Stephanie. Rabbi offstage chuckles. He'd take offense to that. To what? He is not at all girly. Rabbi offstage chuckles. How would we know? Maybe you can meet him. I prefer not. I prefer to. Beth says I prefer not. Rabbi's voice says I prefer to. You can be there when I break the great news. You don't know. It's a surprise. Father, shut up. Oh, it's a surprise, all right. If only my good mother could see me now. She's been circling loudly. Go find that bottle of booze. I was raised as a nice Jewish girl. Bless her mother eternally for this. Brought up with middle-class values. My own back can attest to this. To bake bread, matzah. To serve salmon, lox. To butter my husband's bagel. She buttered mine rather well, too. To wash clothes. To thank heavens for technology. To make house. Not a cockroach in sight. To make babies. Oh, Veersmeer. And what do I get? Ben in the rabbi's voice says, me? Yes, I get the two of you. How you ever convinced my father into accepting my hand in marriage is beyond all reason. And Ben says, he likes me. The rabbi's voice, I like him. I'm afraid he does. Get my goddamn bottle. I'm looking. Stop listening. Okay. Why are you afraid? Damn you, Ben, I loved you. I loved more than just that thing in me. I accepted the dates, the movies, the trips to Argentina, to Paris, to Vienna, to my father's, the wine, the roses, the smiles, down on one knee, slip on the ring, and make beautiful love until the sun sets. Damn you, you ruined my future. I wouldn't call it exactly lovemaking. Just spoil it all, why don't you? Just shit all over my parade, why don't you? Just don't leave me anything to hold on to that maybe, just maybe, was a great time. That we made love like two normal human beings. Damn you, Ben. Just don't do that, okay? Just don't. Robotic is the correct way of putting it. A chore? Not necessarily, just that had to be done, for your sake and his. Why not hire a surrogate? Would have worked just as well. I gave that thought. Can you share that thought? I never had a woman ever in my life. Never. I thought, what the hell? Wanted to see what all the fuss was about. Wasn't all that bad, was it? Well, we kept at it for some time, didn't we? Or you implying maybe you enjoyed it with me? I am saying I kept at it until I was sure you were pregnant. Until it was more of a surprise to me than to you. My mother's sister who raised me wanted it all too, you know. The home, the wife, and the children. And what did I present to her on my very first date? A putz? I'm warning you. I've been warned, Stephen. You've known him that long? Forever. Feels like forever. I met him at his church. I was searching for answers. I spotted him. I couldn't help coming back. I gave him head 4 rows back. Spare me the visual. Beth says, spare me the visual. Rabbi's voice says, in front of Christ. Ben said, I just knew then, as I do now. That easy? I mean, you were quite beautiful. I mean, I may be gay, but I can still appreciate beauty when I see it. It's just not quite enough. To herself, it just wasn't beautiful enough. I really didn't mean to hurt you. Well, you have. You shattered my Norman Rockwell fantasy. I'll never be the same again. Never. You'll find yourself a nice Jewish fellow, I'm sure you will. I'm sure she will too. She better. I'm damaged goods. No, you're not. I am. How do I explain to a nice Jewish boy that I was banged up by a fag? I'm gay. I just said that. Fag, gay, it's all the same. Why take offense to that? Well, who gives a shit if you do? I'm going to abort. It's against my conservative values. But a woman must do what a woman must do. Just give me the kid. Why do that? It'll be such a waste of good blood. I put in hard time for this miraculous occurrence. And let me have the kid. It won't cost you a dime. Besides, it's mine too. You want your portion? You can find your parts down at the local dump. You really hate me. I see this now. You really, truly hate me. Sure, I hate you. Look what you've done to me. You ruined my life. You ruined my womb. I'll never be the same again. You discount the future all too easily, Beth. I must protect that which lies within. If maybe, and it's good maybe, I keep this dreadful stir inside me, then I must protect it. You're making an unfounded judgment. I mean, to be quite honest, Beth, for your sake, don't. You know, one of the many attributes that your father was attracted to was that I am a lawyer. I cherish that quality. And being the lawyer that I am, I can make it very hard for you, Beth. I mean, very hard. I know people, I know judges. One phone call, and I'm an IRS auditor. Just tempt me. Don't tempt her. I hate repercussions. I'm clean. Well, we'll just see about that, won't we? You'll need cause. I have cause. And this cause is for me to know and for you to find out. Don't use cliches you aren't prepared to back up. My case history proves I'm more than a cliche. Now, don't you move. I'm going to see what's keeping Father. I'm fine. You're not. Besides, I need a word with him, alone. Yeah, you hobble along, plan your strategy. I've all to gain, nothing to lose. You lost me. Let's see who's next in line. She exits. Ben says, hey, who needs you anyway? All I need to do is make one call. Poof, good ridden, adios amigo. He paces. You hear me, Beth? One call, poof. Yeah, we hear. One call. You know what, Beth? I'm out of here. I had enough of trying to reason with an insane woman. Why should I even have tried? Beth enters. Listen, this is what we'll do. You can thank me, you son of a bitch. Boy, do I love that kid. I'll think it over. You keep your dick far away from me, and we'll see just how successful your future turns out. If you set aside your emotions, I'm warning you, Ben, don't set yourself up for failure. You're always in control, are we? Blame God. We'll keep in touch. That is guaranteed. He takes off his ring. He hands the ring to her. I believe this is yours. She takes the ring. At least you're worth something. Spend my money well. I will. He is about to kiss her on the cheek, but she slaps him. I've yet to set my emotions aside. He backs off. He steps backwards toward the door. I'll see you in court. Court? You know I'll win. It's the chances I'll take. It's the chances I'll have to take. It's your choice. Damn well right it is. Ben exits. You changed our plan. Of course I did, Father. I'm a woman. Rabbi enters with a box of wine. Father, what am I to do? For starters, you can help me put this down. She assists him. My back. Oi. She helps him into a chair. So what do you think I should do? Sue the son of a bitch for all he's worth. She crosses to the box of wine. More than money at stake. Self-respect. Don't I have any? It's a work in progress. She takes out a bottle of wine. Leviticus 20:13 states, if a man lies with a male as one lies with a woman, the two of them have done an abhorrent thing. They shall be put to death. She opens the bottle. But we also must never forget forgiveness, compassion, love is also in the Tanakh. She takes a long swig. I needed that. I like this boy, Beth. Maybe he is the way he is, but is being different the same as being bad? Should I slash or pour Drano on his genitals? Which is more acceptable to you, Father? Come over here. She crosses to him as he pats his leg. Sit down. She sits on his lap. Did you ever think Maybe he too requires social justice, human rights, liberty, equality. For God's sake, Beth, he is only human. Only thing he requires is a 1-2 punch and a kick in the crotch. She swigs. Let us give this for pause, Beth. If society were more accepting, being gay would be more tolerable, even permitted. Rabbi takes the bottle. Beth, I've given this some serious reflection. A person probably can change their behavior, but not their sexual orientation. Tell me, Beth, were you ever truly in love with Ben? As the rabbi sips from the bottle, she states, to be quite honest, sometimes we'd hold each other and get to know each other. I'd feel his body. I'd know he was there. We both had good jobs. We were friends, or we were. We liked to travel. We spoke of having a family. We were happy. At least it seemed so. Try remembering, when anyone in society is less than equal, everyone is less diminished. Don't let fear turn into hate. He places an arm around her. Since you were a little girl, you were the sunshine of my life. Am I still the sunshine of your life, or am I the black hole? I'm sure there's a nice Jewish boy who will find you as delightful as I do. I should have been raised as a Catholic nun. At least they can sin without guilt. I'm almost 100% certain you will find the mensch of your dreams. You'll settle down, acquire security, and raise his and Ben's child. Why should I raise Ben's child? Why should I have the sole responsibility in carrying out a mistake he too cleverly set in motion? You could always give the child up for adoption and have that son of whatever raise him. I realize the decision is yours to make. Your mother, may she rest in peace, will honor any decision you make as long as you're happy. I was happy, now I'm unhappy. Mother certainly picked a swell time to desert me. You know, Beth, she recently died from breast cancer. She loved you very much. In fact, she loved all children. Our synagogue helped found the Ellen Eschner Hiram Day School. I suppose she was more a governess than a nanny. She enjoyed looking out for those children as if they were her own. I know, I oftentimes helped her at the school. I too miss her. I lost my best friend. Well, you're my best friend too. Beth kisses him on the cheek. Just why is life so unpredictable? Rabbi points up. Maybe you ought to ask him. If he don't know, who does? I know. I just had my whole future explode in my face. And it seems like the worst is yet to come. Now put yourself in your mother's shoes. What would she do? I don't know. She peers off to herself. What would she do? Lights slowly fade out. End of scene 1, end of act 1, intermission. And then it goes into the next act. And I was going to do the entire play, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do act 1 as a part 1, and then act 2 as part 2. So it's going to be called, it'll be All Hours Child, part 1, and then in parentheses, cold reading. So that's the first act, and I'm not going to give away. I'm not going to do the summary yet, but I'll do the summary in the next part when I read that. It's a little longer. It's about 50 pages long. This one was about 30 pages long, so it comes out to about 30 minutes, and that other one comes out to about 50 pages or about 50 minutes to an hour long. So I'll do that probably either tonight or tomorrow. So that's my little play there, and it's a comedy, and I hope you enjoyed it. Until I do the next part or act 2, you guys have a good day. Okay, I'm going to finish the play I was doing, All Hours Child, a play in 2 acts. And I'm going to start off with Act 2, Scene 1, setting. Parlor risque, at rise, late at night, midwinter. Before the lights fade up, we hear a window opening, a table bumped into, a door closing. Abruptly, Stephen Capella and Ben enter through the front door. Now I'm going to first do the names, and then after a while, I won't have to do the names. Stephen, why can't you believe me? My performance was terrible. Stephen crosses into the kitchen. Ben, it's your first script. Give it time. You'll be a star. Ben plops onto the couch. Stephen's voice. In the second scene, he finds himself gay, and without you, I mean her. Care for any leftover lasagna? Ben, when you're ready, I'll help you rehearse it. Ben flips through a magazine. Stephen's voice. Your bad acting does not help. Ben, I'm not planning to argue this any longer. I'm going to fill up the tub, you're going to wash me, and we're going to sleep and dream nice thoughts. Stephen's voice. So no lasagna? Ben. Now I'm just going to do it without the names. Ben. Oh. How can you eat this late at night? I'm hungry, I eat. I'm tired, I sleep. You're edgy, you snot. Ben stops at a page. Brad Pitt. I want to cry. Stephen crosses to the bar. He eats from a bowl. He's not your type. How can you eat cold pasta? I'm Italian, I eat cold. I've always had a secret desire to suck Pitt's bowls. A drink? Can't you tell I'm adrift? You're such an asshole. Without my hole, you'd have no ass. I'm going to get unchanged. Tell me when it's time to come back in here to kick the chair out from under you. Excuse me. I'm away for almost 2 years, and this is the type of welcoming I receive. I'm glad she died on us. Don't say that, Ben. You left to get away from the pain. You ran away. What else? What was I to do? Stop you? Tell you forget about it? She's not worth it? It took us 4 years to process those papers, and in less than 6 weeks she dies from a brain tumor. And I'll take that drink. Ben stares at a picture on the table. We were awesome parents. That we were. I swore, never again. Too much governmental bureaucracy. I'm glad you're back, Ben. Really? I have no choice. I love you. Yeah, that's why I fell in love with you. Well, outside of your hot bod. At least you phoned every so often. I enjoyed the phone sex. The closet door slightly opens. I'm sorry I didn't mean to bring the mood down. It's your night. Besides, I've been up all night last night. Awfully quiet. I didn't want to wake you. Can I help? Well, once I figure out what I've been thinking all this time, you'll be the first to know. Not even an inkling? Why are we gay? You just realized this since midnight last night? I'm serious, Stephen. You never gave it any thought? Oh, I've given it much thought then. Less thought now. As Stephen hands Ben his drink, he sits beside Ben. I guess that's good. Self-doubt? Who, me? No, that tree plant over there. I don't know. I know I'm gay. I mean, really gay. But I wonder why. Just be you. I am me. It's a part of you. I know. Who cares who sticks what where? We're in love. We care for each other. We're no different than George and Barbara Bush. I miss you while you're away. I can't wait until you stick your cock down my throat. Understand the point. Believe me, I do. But I've this theory. Since midnight last night? Yes. Since midnight of all nights. Maybe we're all bisexual at birth. And through nurturing or the developmental process via choices mostly unconscious, we choose, mostly unknowingly, to identify with one person over the other. So now you're bisexual? Not that I am, only that all humans are. It's a preposterous notion. But what if I'm right? What if I am straight too? What if everyone is gay and straight? I'll tell you a thing or two about denial, Ben. When I was a priest, forced into it for my grandfather and his grandfather, so on and so forth, believed it was a respectable status quo. I knew even then, at age 6, I was different than the other boys, that I was gay and I was going to become a priest. Now, how do you like those prunes? I know all about your past, who you are, where you come from. I know it all. I've heard it all. I dated you for Christ's sake. Please don't take the Lord's name in vain. I know, okay, I know. I was just asking a question. Jesus fucking Christ. This couch is awfully lumpy. Is it new? Why should it be new? I don't care for the church's politics. I do take a liberal point of view in the script on the Lord and Savior. But still, Ben, I take offense to petty shit like that. And I know Christ means less to you. So if you use his name again in such a way as you did, I'm gonna do what? We need to purchase a new couch. Ben stands. Ben is about to straighten out the cushions. Instead picks up his glass of liquor. I'm just gonna stop prodding who you are. You know who you are. You're gay, Ben. Gay. We have no choice. It's who we are. It chose us, not us it. Got it? Now, don't get your panties in a wad. I was just wondering. Sheesh. Then wonder, but do it on the fire escape. Stephen looks. No wonder this place is so cold. Stephen crosses to the window. It's in the middle of winter, for crap's sake. Stephen closes the window. I never opened it. Then who did? Closet door closes. Maybe it's the second coming and he picked this brownstone as his launching pad to start a new campaign. How the hell should I know? I should be living with a gay Catholic priest. Now you don't like me? Of course I don't like you. I hate you when you're like this. Just stop it, Ben. Just stop it. How my mind works. I'm quite original. And what is that supposed to imply? I don't know. You have the direct link to God. Ask him. My luck, I fall for a Jewish, insulting, obnoxious asshole. Go on throughout the usual Barb, Christ killer. Don't start this shit again. Start what shit again? You're asking for it, Ben. It's too late in the night to castrate each other. Save it for another time. Who's castrating whom? Prick. Oh, the biggest prick since Moses. Moses? You don't think it was the staff that helped part the Red Sea? Okay, Ben, I'm going to go get ready for work. It's Sunday. I have a very long dress rehearsal tomorrow. Still avoiding the inquiry? Inquire without me. Asshole. Stephen exits behind a screen. You can still conduct this private investigation while you're in tights. Go on, I can't hear you. What I'd give to be a woman for a day. I have 27 more buttons. Start without me. What I'd do just to get into their heads. I'll tell you a story, Ben, a real life story. I remember the first time I peered up at Jesus on the cross. With those long, sexy legs, and broad shouldered chest, and wavy, brownish, flowing hair locks, with the most penetrating brown eyes. I got an erection, ran into a confession booth, and jerked off. Oh, please, God, forgive me of this transgression. Stephen enters. What do you think? Too many buttons. What I thought. Stephen exits. Why your sudden interest in women? Oh, no one in particular. Damn. Ben looks around, then brushes it off. That damn was Beth's voice. Why? Ben continues. Well, I figure a man probably requires two things in a woman, a whore and a mother, whereas a woman most likely needs a romancer and a protector or a father figure. Stephen enters. What you think? Too much color. What I thought. Stephen exits. She's quite a fish. Did I take you or you me? It was mutual, wasn't it? Mutual? I guess so. Stephen enters. Only tights? What I thought. Stephen exits. I thought I took you. Ben looks at himself in the mirror, running his hands through his hair locks, checking out his figure, grabbing his crotch. Well, you may have, but I think we took each other. You were on one knee, you were on 2 feet, you zipped down my fly, you pulled out your cock, and you opened your mouth. I took you in gladly. Oh, God forgive me. It was a good trespass. You were there for confession, or so I thought. I was torn. I understand. I was searching for the truth in my church. Yes, of course, in your church. A Jew in my church. Yes, a lost, wandering Jew in Christ's church. Did you find what you were searching for? I found you as I found you. We found each other. It was mutual. Yes, quite. Stephen enters. Mutual. That's it. You like it? I love it. Very well to do for the second scene. Ben crosses to a stereo. Ben places on the song Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. Ben turns to Stephen. Just going to stand there, not going to ask me to dance? Let me first undress. Stephen exits. I'll light the candles. Ben lights candles all over the room. I'm so glad to be back where I belong in your arms, holding you, touching you, kissing you. I missed you so much, Stephen. You. Stephen enters. I'll make us a late-night snack of ensalada caprese. Would an apple be too much to ask for? I'll make us ensalada caprese. You can pick out the tomatoes. I just love the smell of these candles. Stephen exits. Yes, I like them too. Do we have any wine left? Let me check. Cabernet Sauvignon, please. Pretty, please. All out. After I'm done, I'll go get some. Great. And don't take too long. I won't. Stephen peeks out. Best Joel song on the album. Come over here, lover. Stephen crosses to Ben. Stephen and Ben dance. My darling Ben. Your birthday is tomorrow, isn't it? Yes, darling. Why? I'm just inquiring. You've the present all picked out? Stephen squeezes Ben's rear. I just love your tight butt. We hear a cough. Are you sick? I thought you coughed. Not me, darling. I'm in perfect health. Maybe the cat. We don't own a cat. So do you? Do I what? Have my present in mind? Maybe. I want it kept a secret, okay? Okay, Stephen. No hints. You know how I hate things spoiled. Stephen kisses Ben. What is it, darling? I miss all your darlings. Kiss. Of course you do. You're my baby. I love you. I love you too. Stephen, still dancing. Yes, darling? I never want you away from me ever again. Don't be silly, darling. Besides, it was your choice and I respected it. I know. I just so missed you. I can't live without you. I just die. I too, you know this. Yes, good then. Stephen's about to depart. Stephen and Ben still holding, dancing. Stephen, yes, darling, I'm sorry. Sorry? Yes, sorry. Ben rests his head on Stephen's shoulder. Very sorry. I can only hope you'll forgive me. Forgive you? Forgive you of what? Just forgive me. Ben gives Stephen a passionate kiss. Whatever is the matter with you? Do I have your forgiveness? Of course you do. Why wouldn't I forgive you? Okay, I'll drop it. Good. Stephen crosses to a jacket. I'll be right back. Make it just that. Right. Stephen opens the door. Right. Stephen exits. Swooshing, the door closed. Ben looks around, smiling. Slowly, Beth enters from the closet. As Ben turns around, he spots Beth. Darling. She pushes him back. Darling. Even without that window open, I have a certain chill. You are such a fag. Now, play nice. Nice. You should be thankful I didn't kick you where my daughter... Daughter? What daughter? My daughter. My daughter? No, not your daughter. My daughter. You mean our daughter. No, I mean mine. You abandoned her. I left you, not her. You are such a bolus fag. Well, without my balls, we'd have no daughter. My daughter. Say it. My daughter. My daughter. Of course she is. No, mine. Say, she's mine. Beth's daughter. Do I get a spare kick? Funny. Beth looks around. Where do you keep the bathroom in this garbage dump? Down that hole. She stands still. I'm sorry, I don't clean up after humans. Beth? Beth punches Ben smack on the jaw. I despise you. I abhor you. I admonish you. I loathe you. I detest you. I've bitter, unbridled disdain toward you. I hate you. You have an arm. I've also a foot. Continue calling me names. You know nothing about woman, faggot. I know an arm when I feel it. You may think you do, but you don't. Don't what? Beth punches Ben in the eye. That. Oh, that. Yes, that. I forgot that. Ben exits into the kitchen. What do you think you're running off to this time? Siberia. My eye is in need of ice. You know nothing. Beth stares at Ben as he enters, walks out with the pack on his eye, head tilted to one side. Can you explain nicely the meaning of this nothing momentarily, as you may tell, or maybe you cannot? I am at a loss for words. Me, I am a woman. You don't know me. You don't know a woman. You're a fucking fag. I may be a fucking fag, but I know a thing about woman bullshit. Oh, that's the technical meaning. I'm more interested in the socio-political aspect of this. Yes? I'm waiting on you. Oh, I was going to say, before I interrupted myself with a less desirable thought, I know the sooner a man realizes he has the power, the woman will appreciate the man. Beth is ready to punch Ben. Oh, I could rephrase that. Except this one here time. You want to know the reason behind us being not only more powerful than you creeps, but smarter, do you? Will my good eye be spared? I should make you blind and bolus. I could always learn how to walk with a stick. Of course, we give birth to both fags and pricks. We're your mothers, from birth to death. Wherever your mother left off, we pick up the ball. When my mother died while in labor, my father blew his brains out during Pesach. My sister killed my brother with a Swiss knife. My aunt, who raised me, ran over my uncle with her motorcycle. And all my lovers have dicks. Except for you, of course. I was not your lover. I was used as a lover. I was never promoted to the next level. You used me. That's all I was to you, a used doormat. A rather useful doormat. What did you just say? A rather lusterful floor mat. I know you said something derogatory, and just don't tempt me. I'll make you more than blind, Ben. Haven't we made enough? On second thought, where's that bathroom? Last place it was the last time you asked. I'm not finished with you just yet, and don't you go anywhere, you hear? She crosses to the bathroom, because I will find you. I will hunt you down. I will, she exits, castrate you. He goes knock-kneed. I believe you. I like to explain something to you, Ben, and I don't want you escaping out of the window because I will find you. Uneasily, Ben sits on a chair. I am fully attentive. I realize this is not the best opportune time to explain this to you, me being on your toilet seat and you best be near enough to hear what I have to say to you. As Ben speaks, he rolls the chair closer to the door. I'm only a turn away. I still love you, Ben. Ben says to himself, oh, vey. I really enjoyed the time we had together, and I know your mind was somewhere else. You don't have to fill in the missing pieces. I get the picture. Oh, thank God. But every waking hour, all I thought about was you. Remember your come on line when you first spoke to me? Must I regurgitate this? You said, I'm lost in your eyes. Can you find me? Oh, heaven help me. It was the most beautiful thing any boy ever said to me. My luck. So I must ask you something. You still there? All eyes. Okay, Ben. Was there ever a time that you were just that, lost in my eyes? Ben sneaks off to the kitchen. Ben exits. Ben. She flushes the toilet. Thank heaven for small favors. A window is heard opening. Ben, as Ben struggles with the window. Not here. This damn window. Beth creeps out of the bathroom. Beth hears Ben. See if Ben runs. Beth reaches into the kitchen, grabs Ben, really out the window. Stephen, help me. Beth pulls Ben into the parlor. True as your love, Beth is about to punch Ben. The optometrist? You're going to tell this Stephen that you will go back where you rightfully belong. I am, you are. And where is this belonging? With me, with you, and her. And furthermore, I will continue to raise you to be a man, a real man. Forget about me being a man. Who is this daughter? Does she have a name? Not yet. How old is she? A little over 2 months. Still, no name. I didn't think it's fair. Fair for who? For me. For you? For me to do that to you. To do what to me from you? To name her without consulting with you first. Oh, reason I traced you down. I see. Reason I climbed over your fence. I see. Reason I crawled through the barbed wire mesh. I see. Reason I tiptoed up your fire escape. I see reason I snuck through your window. Yes, the window, always the window. But after listening to both of you jerk-offs, I've decided I will name her. You will? I have. You have? Yes. And does this name go by a name? I don't know. Her name is I don't know. I could call her Ben, but she'd live a very short life. And call her Beth. It'll remind me. Remind you of what? Of you, of me? I don't like you. I think we covered that ground. Actually, I hate you, Beth. I abhor you, Beth. I detest you, Beth. What, you low-down midget of a man? I'll never have peace with you, will I? After the last shovel of dirt, then maybe. That's an impossible probability. Maybe I'll never name her. Never? Probably. Beth strolls about. My hope is we see ourselves through this. Slowly, Ben backs up toward a drawer. We can be ordinary people, too. We can live and learn. Ben opens the drawer. We can learn to forgive and forget. Ben pulls out a gun. We can say we're sorry. As Beth turns around, she states, strange piece of art. Beth sees Ben. Abruptly, she drops the art piece. It shatters. My bowls. Your bowls? You dropped my bowls. Sculpted after Rock Hudson. What are you doing with Rock's bowls? That was $7,000 worth of precious art. Whoops. Do you realize the gravity of this situation? An attorney at law pulls a gun. I know, it's against my better judgment. You've left me no other alternative. Let me get this straight. No pun intended. You kill me, which in turn kills you by an electric chair, which in turn kills any chances you may have at fatherhood, which also, though I care less, kills your future with the so-called Stephen Steven. I bet that thing couldn't even bruise the chihuahuas. We keep it just in case. In case of what? In case we need to use it. Listen, Beth, I don't like our situation any more than you do. In fact, I hate myself for having done what I did. You hate yourself? What do you think this place is me? But if I must, I will. You will. What if you must? Hold you against your will. We can do this amicably or forcefully. My child, our child, may be immoral, but now we've entered into the arms of criminality. I know I don't like it either, but sometimes a man must do what a man must do. If you use that little play toy of yours, you won't see your daughter of no name, and you'll lose your faggot lover. You best think this through. I don't plan to use it as a tool of persuasion. Persuade me to do what? I plan to adopt her. My daughter, that's her, over my dead body. You have no real use for her. I do. Consider the odds of us ever having children. If homosexuality was a status quo, Homo sapiens would be extinct. Those odds? My final position. I permit visitation rights. You'd permit. That thing don't even work. Beth approaches Ben. Abruptly, Ben shoots. Puts a hole between Mona Lisa's eyes. It's a painting. On second thought, I have the power. This is not the way a lawyer usually negotiates. Back to my position. Forget it. I'll take the shot. You hate me for what I did to you that much? I was in love with you. I wiped your ass of shit after you broke your leg playing golf. Am I to be blamed? I think you climbed the tree to free a bull if it so happens to get lodged between two branches. God, I hate your visuals. I brushed your teeth, I fed you, I held a plastic pitcher under your teeny-weeny prick so you'd pee. Now that I take offense to. I worked double time, 5 months on your back, and the last 2 weeks you were on yours. Such a romantic. I did so much for you, Ben, for me, for us, for her, who goes by no name. You can't be this lame. I bet you were in some form of an informative action plan in college. I bet your grades were all C's like Bush and Barack. My father respected you. He always wanted a son. You fulfilled that dream. A Jewish lawyer. What more can a bubbler ask for? I like your father. He dislikes you like father, like daughter. You shamed us, maybe, maybe not. Yes, maybe you did. Maybe I did. I said I am sorry. I'll never forgive you. To love is to forgive. You ever said I said I loved you? You just did. To the audience, you heard it too, right? To Beth, we all heard you say you loved me. Well, I don't now. To the audience, I don't now. To Ben, I don't now. Back to my position. You're in no position. I have this thing that will explain it all. I've heard it all before. I got pregnant, didn't I? No, not that thing. This thing. Oh, that thing. Now, as Ben states his next line, Stephen enters through the door with wine in one hand, roses in the other hand. Back to my position. Ben, Stephen, and Beth are eye to eye. Happy. Happy? What time is it? Beth nods after she looks at her watch. Thanks, Beth. Beth, forget happy. Is that my gun? Gun? The one pointed toward, I believe her name is Beth. Yes, that gun. This is that gun. Ben, stop it. It's not funny. It's not even a real gun. Excuse me, I just want to take a drink of soda here. Needed a little bit of that. Hard to do so many voices at once. Anyway, he says, Stephen says, the one pointed toward, I believe her name is Beth. Yes, that gun. This is that gun. Ben, stop it. It's not funny. It's not even a real gun. They shot like a real gun. It's supposed to. It's a stage gun. Stage gun. Ben points the gun at Stephen. Fake? Yep. Ben shoots the gun. The wine bottle shatters. Nope. Which is it? A tactic. A tactic? Thought I'd convince you it was fake when in all probability it was real. That tactic. That tactic could have gotten me killed. With the looks of things, would that have been a good thing? Guess it depends on who's doing the shooting. I see. If the gun was in my hand, I would have shot him by now. But being as the gun is in his hand, the squirrely fag that he is, fag, he couldn't muster the muscle enough to shoot my loveless ass. Fag, you are no fag. Fag, now that we've been informally introduced, I don't care for the word. Ben, shoot her. Me shoot her? Shoot the whore. I beg your pardon. You sleep around? I did. To what age? Till I met. You met? Him. Who? Him. Him who? That him who? You slept with Ben, him who? Matter of fact, I did. Stephen crosses past Ben or the gun. Stephen circles about. Abruptly, Stephen takes the gun from Ben and turns the gun on Ben. Okay, big shot, tell me the truth. Tell me you're not in love with this woman. I'm not. This woman? You are a woman, aren't you? Yes, but not as in this. You are this as long as I hold this. Got that? From that, I guess I am this woman. Good. Now that that's settled, who is she to you? Do you care for a real or fake truth? You'll know when I pull the trigger. Fake is out. Good fake. Well, thank you, Stephen. Well, it all started one Friday morning. Is this going to be a long opening statement? You can say that. I did, so is it? To be quite honest, please do be quite. I suppose. Stephen sits but still keeps the gun steady on Ben. You may continue. Right. Well, it all started at temple. Synagogue? Yes, one of those things. I was paying my respect to God. I was asking him for a miracle. Don't mind me. I'll be over here beside myself. A miracle? You? A miracle? And who comes around a bend? The most beautiful miracle known to mankind. The Virgin Mary sits at temple? Her. Her? Here. Where? Here. Her. Beth passively waves. Stephen points. Her? Her. She's the miracle? She was to deliver the miracle. Deliver which miracle? To you. To me? Yeah. Let me rephrase that. For you. For me? For us. How so? By delivering us a... I don't know. She's to deliver a... Now I'm really confused. You have a birthday tomorrow. Stephen looks. In 22 minutes, so if I can manage it, you'll be a father. Father? A father. I was a father. No, a real father. A real father. If you will permit me, as Ben crosses to Beth, Beth moves the pistol end to the side. Where are you going? Over here. Don't try anything wise. I have an Italian streak. I did that. You did what? Made you a father. My father disowned me. Couldn't stand me as a gay priest. And as a former gay priest, he stands me even less. I know all about that father, but the father I am talking about. Ben pats Beth's stomach. This father. Do you mind sometimes? Beth removes his hand. Not very likely. I was only making a point. I know all about your points. Am I missing something here? Don't you get it? Beth says. Don't you get it? I was knocked up by your fag lover. And at the same time, Ben says, don't you get it? I knocked up this woman to give you our child. A child? Our child? Yes, Stephen, our child. Our child? My child. All ours child. Who's all ours? Beth paces. Beth says, if I am properly understanding this, your lover here got me pregnant so I'd give birth, so he'd have a present for you on your birthday. Furthermore, he expected me to grant him sole parentership so he and you can raise this child, while I'd only retain visitation rights, and so on and so forth, until here I stand before two fags who apparently are in love, and the thought of two hard, hot, lustful penises rubbing, throbbing against each other as two greasy, clammy, sweaty, dripping, hairy, coming male bodies appalls me. I believe I may just reconsider the proposition. Abruptly, Beth grabs the gun from Stephen. Oh, thank you. Now that we have an understanding, Rabbi Hiram enters, walks through the front door with baby or prop in arm. This GPS or my T-Mobile you bought me for my birthday works miracles. Father. Another father. I tracked you down. Parental guidance. That is, as long as you live under my roof, I get to say in... Ben. Shalom, Rabbi Hiram. Excuse me. You're excused. I was worried sick about you, Beth. It's almost midnight, and why here of all places? Unless, of course, Ben decided what's in his best interest. Have you, my son? I thought your father died. Oh, he did. So why son? Beth, whatever are you doing with that gun in your hand? It's fake, Father. She tosses the gun behind her. The gun goes off. It doesn't sound fake. It is. She crosses to the baby. Is she sleeping? All the way here like her grandfather. Well, I had one eye open. Ben gestures a rim shot. She's so beautiful. Have you found a name for her yet? Still working on it. Beth takes the baby. She holds and rocks the baby. She's so serene. Isn't this what life is all about? Serenity? Stephen takes Ben aside in a hush. What's this all about? You're her father. Whose father? That's your baby. I don't have a baby. Yes, you do. I do. It's your present, dummy. My birthday present? That is my... Stephen faints onto the couch. Stephen? Ben assists. Stephen, it's a dream. Stephen, rather a nightmare. Stephen, my birthday. Will you marry me? One eye open. Marry you? Yes, I want this. I need us like this, like that, married. You're perverting Norman Rockwell. Besides, it's a fantasy. Who will marry us? No, I could, but only with my daughter's blessing. Please, Beth, I'll never ask for another thing ever in my life from you. Grant me this, please, on two conditions. I'm a lawyer, Beth. I like conditions, stipulations, anything. First, our baby is given a name. How about Happy Birthday? Happy Birthday? I think that's a wonderful idea. Name her Happy Birthday? Are you out of your mind? How can I sing her Happy Birthday and Happy Birthday to Happy Birthday? We'll find a way. And your second condition? That I'm Happy's nanny. My mother, may she rest in peace, will be eternally grateful. I'm sure she's face down as we speak. Mother will be so very grateful I carry on at least one tradition and grit my teeth waiting. Motherhood. It's the least I could do in her name. I'd have the best of both worlds. My child, his child, to Stephen, and yours too. One big, happy, dysfunctional family. Oh, Versmere. Don't you see, Father, all my life was part of the program. Work and save, accumulate more and more crap. But with Happy, I finally get to be happy. For she is a part of me, a part of us, a part of mankind. We were two children once. We all must share the burden. At a time like this, Beth, can we at least focus less on mankind? No, she has a great point. It goes straight to the heart of my theory on bisexuality. Not this preposterous notion again. No, Stephen, like Beth says. We'd have the best of both worlds. It's a new era. We'll start a new generation of thinkers. I thought this past century had enough of one Hitler. Rabbi touches his heart. Father, are you okay? Can I help you? I'll be fine. I just saw my entire family flash before my mind. Are you sure? Carry on. I just need a glass of water. Ben crosses into the kitchen exits. I'm an open-minded father. Of course you are, Father. I won't pick a fight I can't end. Of course you won't, Father. Please, God, show me. Ben enters with water glass. A sign. Oh, thank you, Ben. Rabbi drinks the water. Feel better now? I could use a shot of scotch, but this'll do. Stephen, do we have any scotch left? I could run down to. It's fine. Everything is just fine. Rabbi faints to the floor. Father, Father, Beth kneels before Rabbi. What have I asked of you? I'm so sorry, Father. I'm so sorry. Is he okay? Does he look okay to you? He's passed out on your plush burgundy carpet. Rabbi. Ben kneels before Rabbi. Please let me have some resemblance of a normal life. I love Stephen. I need him. For God's sake, I got the fucking hots for him. Ben. Why, do blame me? Look up at him. Beth looks up, then realizes, then to Rabbi. Father, yes, Angel. Isn't this what being a Reformed Jew is all about? To set precedents? Ben gave me something that's a part of me. I can't just let go of her so easily as I can't let go of you or Mother. May she rest in peace. Please, Father, let us bury one tradition so we may be reborn. Only on one condition. Conditions? Eternal Revenue Service is bound by conditions. Anything that's yours. That I instruct Happy in Hebrew so she may have her bat mitzvah. Beth returns to Ben. Ben turns up at Stephen. Oh, what the hell? It's the least I could do. To baby prop in Beth's arms. Well, Princess, you've got yourself a deal. Ben helps Rabbi stand. Stephen helps Beth stand. To baby prop. She is so cute. She has your eyes. She has my... Does it really matter? She belongs to us. She deserves us her. Let us raise Happy. Ben is about to give Beth a kiss on the cheek, but... May I? You may. Ben pecks Beth. I've always liked you, Ben. Same here, Dad. There's an exception to every rule, accept that as a compliment. So all in like Flynn. Pardon the expression. Pardoned. Rabbi, Ben, and Stephen surround the baby with Beth, arms around one another. This is crazy. You do know this, Father, right? Life is crazy. It's what makes it worth living. To baby, are we up for this happy birthday? Ben and Stephen tickle the baby. Abruptly, the baby cries, Must I teach you boys everything? If you like. Beth paces, rocks the baby in singing mode. Shh, happy birthday. And then the other characters say, to you, shh, happy birthday. To you, shh, happy birthday, dear, happy birthday, Stephen. Happy birthday to you. She's asleep. So how do we propose to do this? I never performed a gay Jewish wedding before. I'm Catholic. Tonight you're Jewish. Don't worry yourself sick. I have a direct line to God. Ben ribs Stephen. Who cares if you're a fake Jew? We're getting married. Ben and Stephen shower each other with kisses. Can we at least have some respect for the ceremony under the eyes of God? You get to do all that stuff after the vows, all that who's sticking what where. Okay, you two over here, Beth and Happy, or the witnesses. I'm so goosey bumpy all over. My toes are curling. Again with the visuals. Save it for later, Ben. Okay, I will. You have your vows? Never found the time. Same here. Well, you're going to have to make them up on the fly. No pun intended. Rabbi positions Stephen and Beth. Wore the rings. Never found the time. Same here. Beth, let me have your earrings. My earrings? I know your mother gave you those earrings. May she rest in peace. But for right now, I need symbols. So please, Beth, give me those earrings. Hesitantly, Beth takes off the earrings. She hands the earrings to Rabbi. Here, hope they fit. They look like they might. Good. Another miracle sent down by God himself. I know this may sound strange, Ben, but do you have a veil? Actually, I do. Be right back. Ben dashes off, exits. Stephen, can you find me a sheet? Okay. As Ben crosses, enters into the parlor, he walks into Stephen, who is crossing as exiting out of the parlor. I'm so excited. Stephen exits. Ben crosses to Rabbi. That will work. Stephen crosses, enters into the parlor. Very good, Ben. Ben, give us a hand. Our tacks. Ben grabs up the tacks. Ben, Rabbi, and Stephen tack the sheet to the ceiling as to make the sheet into a canopy. Rabbi stands back. Oh, very nice. Rabbi positions Ben and Stephen. Your hand, Beth. Beth claps Rabbi's hand. Beth with baby and Rabbi circle around Ben and Stephen 7 times. This is the happiest night of my life. Same here, darling. I didn't think you would accept so easily. I thought you would never ask. You could have asked just as easily, I know, darling, was the way I always pictured us. Did I tell you I love you from the bottom of my heart? Did I tell you I love you from the bottom of my heart? Please save your vows for later. They're not our vows. Very well. Beth, you stand over there. Rabbi positions himself. Ben places on the veil. We witnessed that on the day of the week Sunday, on the day of the month of January, in the year of 2014, the groom son of Maria Capella, and the groom son of Saul Kellerman entered into this sacred marriage covenant. Standing together hand in hand, they said to each other, as beloveds and friends, we choose to walk life's path together. We pledged to be equal partners, loving friends, and supportive companions all throughout our life. We promise to build a harmonious relationship of equality. We shall respect each other's uniqueness and help one another grow to our fullest potential. As we share life's experiences, we vow to create an intimacy that will enable us to express our innermost thoughts and feelings, to be sensitive to each other's needs, to share life's joys, to comfort each other through life's sorrows, to challenge each other to achieve intellectual and physical fulfillment as well as spiritual and emotional tranquility. We will build a home together and fill it with laughter, empathy, faith, imagination, trust, friendship, companionship, and love. A home wherein the flow of the seasons and the passages of life are celebrated through the symbols of our heritage and cultures. May our love provide us with the freedom to be ourselves and the courage to follow our mutual and individual paths. May we live each day as the first, the last, the only day we will have with each other. We joyfully enter into this covenant and solemnly accept the obligations herein. May our merciful God forgive me for not speaking on the 7 blessings. You may speak your vows now. One soul in 2 bodies. Ben places a ring onto Stephen's finger. Allow us to live together to a happy old age. Stephen places a ring onto Ben's finger. Do you, Stephen Capella, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? I do. And do you, Ben Kellerman, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? I most certainly do. You may kiss the groom. Stephen lifts the veil. Stephen gives Ben a long kiss. Beth, come over here for the group photo. Beth with baby cross to Rabbi's side. Stephen, still kissing. Stephen, yes, Father, I mean Rabbi. Never mind all that. To this side, please. Stephen crosses to Rabbi's side. Ben, yes, sir. Sir. Take that glass over there. Rabbi takes out his handkerchief. He hands the handkerchief to Ben. I'm sure you know what to do. Ben places the glass in the handkerchief. Ben places the handkerchief glass on the floor. Ben crosses to Rabbi's other side. On the count of 3, everyone says, Boy George. No, just kidding, really. On the count of 3, everyone says, Happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Ben stomps on the glass. Happy birthday. Oh, Beth, Ben, and Stephen says, Happy birthday. On the flash shot, lights out. End of scene 1, end of act 1, end of play. Actually, that was, I didn't realize, I actually rewrote that second act again, and I left out that scene that was a play within a play. So I actually left that out. I didn't realize that till I started reading it. I don't know if that's good or bad, but anyway, that's what I did. So that's that play. Now, what it's about, like I said before in the first video, it was it's from Beth's point of view, so it's really written from a heterosexual point of view. So I don't really know if I'm really telling the truth about the homosexual experience. Now, like I gave a copy of that to the guy that I work with, and I never heard a response from him, so I don't know if it's good or bad, or it's, acceptable from a homosexual perspective, but, I don't know. And like I said, I sent it out to one theater, actually in California. I can't remember where it was. San Diego, San Francisco, somewhere over there. And I never heard back from them. And so I just never resent it out. Usually I will resend something back out, but but I just never did. This was back in 2013. I just never, and after that, I just never. I think maybe I did. I rewrote that second act a little bit there. But I think that's about the only thing I did to it for, I don't know, a little time after I wrote the final draft, and then I rewrote that second act in the beginning of the second act a little bit. Anyway, enough of that. The point of the play is this. It's called All Hours Child, and what it means is that regardless if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're bisexual, transgender, transsexual, or any of that shit, all child wants is to be loved, and hopefully in time return that love back to his or her parents, or to the world, so to speak, or to his or her friends, or girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands, wives, whatever. And so why I call it All Hours Child is not only is it directly related to the play, that is, not only is the child's Ben's, Beth's, and Stephen's in a way, but it's also all of our child's, and it's all of our burden to take care of these children that are born into the world. And regardless if you're gay or straight or bisexual or transgender or transsexual or whatever the hell you are, unisexual, asexual, whatever the hell, it doesn't matter, because the burden to take care of a child is on all of us. And that's really what the play was about, as far as the poetic metaphor in there. And I don't really know if that really maybe the title of the play maybe could have thrown the theater off a little bit, because they didn't really understand it. And so maybe that could be it, because that's basically what it is. It's that all the children around the world must be loved. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or bisexual or transgender or transsexual or any of that. But all children are considered equal. All children must be loved. And so that was really what the play was about. And I'm sure that point was missed by that theater, if they even read the thing. I don't know. They might have read a few pages, because a lot of theaters will read just the first 10 pages or so, maybe not even that. Sometimes they read like 5 pages and they say, this play's not for us, or they don't like it, or whatever have you. And it's funny, every theater, when you send a play out to, it could strike them just wrong, and it could be anything, and they'll just toss it into that stack of not moving forward, or into this stack that moves forward, like into the developmental process, or eventually gets workshopped and things like that. So, it's, believe it or not, theaters, I always consider theaters, no matter what. It could be even a 1-act play, a 1-page play, a 10-page play. It could be a full-length play, whatever kind of play. Even Hollywood, for that matter, if you send in a screen story or a screenplay or anything, I always consider the theater extremely, extremely temperamental. They're very temperamental people. The literary managers, or the literary directors, or the producing directors, or even the directors themselves, extremely temperamental people. And if you send something out to them, to a theater, and they don't know you and you're not well known, they might be reading it, and then on the 27th page be struck by something wrong, or even get a phone call for some agent and say, I have this great play for you, I want you to read it. And so, they put your play aside and they read that other play, and they say, that play would be perfect for this theater, be perfect for this spot during the season. And just because that one phone call, you wind up not having your play produced. It's just crazy shit. So there's a lot of shit that goes on during that process of trying to get your play accepted. So usually, believe it or not, it has nothing to do with your play. Actually, it could be a brilliant play, but because of different circumstances that go around inside of a theater itself, the politics of it, the economics of it. Like I had one play I sent into this place in New York City. This was about 2 years ago. I sent it in and he really liked the play. He was a producing director, really liked the play. But the play had too many characters, it had too many sets, and he didn't have the money to do it. So he said, well, you could either rework it and send it back to me. And I said, well, I said no. Actually, I should have said no, but because I'm funny that, see, and that's, playwrights are just as temperamental. We're just as much as an asshole as the theater themselves. We can be assholes as well, because when we write something, it's very difficult to change it, to abide by the rules or by the guidelines of the theater, whoever you're sending it out to. And especially, I mean, it's very difficult for me to rewrite a play to suit someone else's taste or just to have it performed or produced. And though I probably would have had 2-3 opportunities in my favor if I rewrote things for theater, like I explained in the other, King of Clubs, when I sent that to Playwrights Horizons, they really liked that play, but it was too wordy. If I reworked it and took out the wordiness of in that play, they probably would have produced it, or at least developed the thing. But even to this day, I refuse to do that. So that's why a lot of writers wind up just dying broke, so to speak, because they don't want to change their material. They don't want to change their scripts to suit some other person's benefit or someone else's way of thinking. And that's usually, like, most writers are very stubborn in nature, and it's very difficult once you write a play, or a story, or a screen story, or anything for that matter, novel, whatever. Very difficult for you to want to change it. Very difficult. And so usually you wind up not being known and not being produced or published or whatever have you, or being produced in Hollywood or whatever. Now, Hollywood's a whole different ballgame, because you could write a screen story, and that screen story could wind up in Hollywood. How they have it set up is you don't have really that many rights as far as a writer. So let's say you write a screen story, they like it. By the time it hits the screen, you might only have one line in the entire movie that actually remained inside that script. Whereas in the theater, on stage plays, you write stuff, and they really have to come to you and ask you to change things. Now, normally, the director will work a stage play is they're very clever in the way they do things, and they won't change your lines without your permission, but they might make that line sound just a little different, or shape that line in a way that your intent of what that line was supposed to be completely changes according to the director. So that's why there are a lot of writers out there, playwrights, that actually direct their own stuff, because they want that intent of that line to remain the same. That's why you had Samuel Beckett did a lot of his directing, because he didn't like the way directors directed the play, or directed the way that, just one line, even a word, can have a different focus, have a different direction, and completely opposite of what Samuel Beckett or a writer thought of when they wrote that particular line. So that's why they usually will direct it themselves. So anyway, that's the politics. I always call it the politics of theater, but that's just the way it is, So hopefully you like that little play, and I'll probably do some other plays as well, and that I wrote. I'll do some maybe shorter plays, and eventually I will do Wellspring. Like I said, I like to do Wellspring, but it's a very, very graphic, sexually graphic piece. It's a very, very deep piece. It's one of my deeper pieces. But the only reason why I don't do it is it's very sexually graphic, and I don't know. I might be breaking some of the terms of service with YouTube or with Google. Even though it's just a play and it's make believe, it's just imagination that I pulled out of my head. I don't know. Even if I put down age restricted, which I do on all my videos, I don't know. They might, I probably may offend somebody, and someone will flag the video. I don't really know. So I might do it, I might not. Take the chance, see what happens. It's very, very deep play, very deep. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Bye.